Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Monday. So, here's the thing. We have yet to come up with a theme together. Like, we keep talking about discussing it over the weekend, and it never happens. Which leaves me left to my own devices to determine what we're going to talk about for the week. And while last week's theme worked pretty well, I can't promise that I'm terribly creative in order to be coming up with these every week. So we really need to start figuring out what we're going to talk about over the weekend so that situations like this don't arise. That said, I do have a theme this week. It's not terribly creative, but I figured since we were talking about things that entertained us last time, we should talk about more stuff that entertains us this time. So this week's theme is, what's your favorite horror movie and why? I guess that's really a question, but it's a theme. Yes. And you can cop this out and just say, X horror movie is my favorite horror movie because I like it, and be lame. But I would recommend not doing that because that wouldn't make the video any good. I think obviously, based on my choice of attire for this video, mine is Nightmare on Elm Street. I love them a lot. As you can see here, I've got the whole box set collector's edition. Now, these are the real Nightmare on Elm Street movies, not the new one that was made with Jackie Earle Haley, which admittedly was okay, it wasn't great.
This dress was always one of my favorites.
And I think it was always implied kind of in the backstory of Freddy Krueger that he was kind of a pervert, but I think they took that aspect in that movie way too far and ruined it entirely for me. Not to mention the fact that it's a Nightmare on Elm Street movie without Robert Englund. How can you have a Nightmare on Elm Street movie without Robert Englund? For God's sake, that's Robert Englund on the shirt. It just doesn't make any sense because he is the character. But as for why I really like these movies. So, one of the earliest memories that I have as a child was when we first moved to Las Vegas and we lived in these apartment complexes that were, I don't know, I don't really have a great memory of the apartment complex, to be honest with you. I remember a courtyard, and I remember playing with other kids out in that courtyard. But the only other thing that I remember about it was the fact that it had this little theater. It was just a really big screen TV up by the office, and my brother and I used to go and watch movies. And one time I remember my mom getting really mad at my brother for letting me go down there with him and watch Nightmare on Elm Street, because I came home absolutely terrified. Now, the movies aren't actually particularly scary, and in fact, the reason that I think I like them now is because thinking back on what terrified me so much as a child, they're honestly kind of stupid and silly. Freddy's like a wisecracking, sarcastic asshole the whole time, and rather than being this frightening killer, he's just enjoying what he's doing while he slashes people to death and winds up inside of them and cuts through their stomachs and always flips his hand out like this with the claws. And it's really cool. And plus, I really think that Robert Englund made that character his own. He became Freddy while he was doing it, which was really awesome. Jackie Earle Haley just kind of played a character, and you could tell that he didn't really, I don't know, become the role as much. It felt more like Rorschach was running around as a dream demon with claws. I mean, but realistically, what's not to love about a villain who has such memorable lines as "Welcome to prime time, bitch," while he slams somebody's head through a television set? I mean, that's priceless entertainment. So yeah, that's my favorite series. If I had to pick an individual movie, I would probably have to go with Nightmare 4. This movie is by far my favorite out of all of them. The original is pretty awesome because you really can't deny the fact that it defined the character as it stands. I mean, the big stretchy arm scene while he's chasing his girl past all of the dumpsters and all that stuff, and the green blood, which later went away. Freddy actually wound up bleeding black, but, you know, they didn't figure that out until later on, apparently. And I love these movies so much that I'm actually planning on buying one of the, like, real gloves. There's a site called nightmaregloves.com, and I'll put a link to that down in the doobly-doo, where you can order Freddy gloves with metal blades that are fully functioning, and you can just put them on, and they will hold an edge. I don't think they ship sharpened or anything, but you could sharpen them. They're like surgical steel and stuff, so that's pretty awesome. So that's it. What's your favorite horror movie and why? Rob, I'll see you on Wednesday, and Patrick, I'll see you on Friday. Peace.